Okay, Dr. Fauci, let's dissect it out. Let's, in a few moments, look at a video that you made regarding, or that you were questioned on regarding testing. Folks, when we do PCR testing, we're looking for a little sequence or a little snippet of nucleotide bases. In DNA, they're adenine, guanine, cytosine, and thymine. So you could have, each one of these would be a base, and they're linked by other atoms or molecules. But that's what we're looking for. And when you cycle that PCR test over and over again, each cycling doubles the intensity of the search. And in a sense, each cycle compromises the value of the test. Many epidemiologists, infectious disease people, and laboratory people around the country, around the world say that if you cycle something more than 25 times in a PCR test, you basically will not be able to grow virus from that result. So you can tell someone that they're a positive PCR, but the fact of the matter is they're not infectious. As Dr. Fauci will say in the video, dead nucleotides, period. But the fact of the matter is, when you cycle so many times and you get to 40, which many of our PCR tests are doing, you're over 1 trillion times of what the material started out as. At that point in time, you could literally be grabbing onto a sequence of bases that didn't even originate with COVID-19 virus. That's one of the concerns. Could other coronaviruses, could other DNA material literally be triggering a test to be positive? That's why there's been information out there that 1,000 people told that they have a positive PCR test might actually reflect only 100 to 150 that ever actually had the disease. The other 850 to 900 could just be false positives, told that they have a positive, but they don't. The value and the quality of our testing is absolutely corrupted, and Dr. Fauci knows it, and yet that doesn't stop him from fear-mongering at a level that's literally astonishing. So please, take a look at what Dr. Fauci has to say when he's questioned about PCR testing.
Right. Again, a good question, and what is now sort of evolving into a bit of a standard that if you get a cycle threshold of 35 or more, that the chances of it being replication competent are minuscule. So that if somebody, and we have patients, and it's very frustrating for the patients as well as for the physicians. Somebody comes in and they repeat their PCR and it's like 37 cycle threshold. But you almost never can culture virus from a 37 threshold cycle. So I think if somebody does come in with 37, 38, even 36, you got to say, it's just dead nucleotides, period.
I appreciate Dr. Fauci being so straightforward in making those comments regarding PCR testing. In the middle of the 2009 swine flu epidemic, CDC officials came out, I think in July of 2009, and said testing has almost become meaningless. In other words, it wasn't providing much to the conversation. I think that's where we're at today. We have got to focus on some of the numbers that are not as easily corrupted by quality, manipulation, whatever.